Good afternoon, this is Matt Thomas with Baird & Warner, and I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about changes, as best as I understand them, to the buyer's market right now as impacted by the coronavirus. First and foremost, it probably goes without saying that the landscape has changed quite a bit. There are still showings taking place. It's not as if the market has come to a screeching halt, but we are recognizing the fact that there's a fair amount of risk with doing showings, both in terms of how many parties you're actually going to have in a home, and then the lasting impact of anything those parties potentially touched or germs that they may have brought into the home. So not every seller or occupant is going to be comfortable with that right now. That's something that I would anticipate and prepare for on the buy side. There may be properties that you were dying to see that they're just not dying to let you in right now. That's something we're going to have to work through. The good news, I think most every seller's agent or every seller has recognized this is a problem, and we're counteracting that or responding to that with the embracement of video, right? Video walkthrough or virtual walkthroughs, etc. Obviously, there are new market conditions going on here. Anything that we talked about previously about time on market or percentage negotiated off list or anything like that kind of goes out the window right now. I don't know how long properties are going to be on the market. Part of me thinks we saw multiple offers through the weekend. The market's still moving. Part of me expects it's going to slow down. It has to, right? If we're quarantined for a month or two, like we're anticipating here. So this is something that's going to be ever evolving. I would say just anticipate that for the time being, we don't really know what to expect from this market. I'm learning as you are. I would certainly say, in terms of process-wise, I would expect distancing throughout the transaction. So obviously we already talked about showings may or may not be allowed or might be virtual. If you're under contract and anticipating things like final walkthrough or inspections, know that those may be done virtually. They may be done in a capacity where it's limited engagement or limited attendance. Certainly we're working on virtual closings and the ability to not have everybody at the closing table. I know that takes some of the excitement out of buying a home, but it's really the proper thing to do at a time like this. Finally, I would just say expect some delays and maybe adjust expectations just a little bit throughout this process. This is unprecedented in all of our lives. That's not just yourself, it's not just me, it's real estate, it's every profession, it's kind of as a world right now. And while we as professionals are doing our best to obtain information for you, the truth is this is going to change every day. Just this week it was announced that open houses are not allowed, which I agree with. It was also announced that if there is a tenant in an active rental, we are not allowed to show that rental. So there are going to be stipulations and changes to these rules that kind of come out over time. I'll try and keep you updated those as best I can. So stay healthy, be well. If you have any questions, I would love to touch base and talk about that. I'll continue sending properties for the time being. I do think that there's still a lot of value in buying in 2020. We're just going through an exceptional time right now, and we need to be aware of what that brings to the table. Take care. Talk to you soon.